Hola, hola a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo en vivo. ¿Cómo están todos? Espero que estén muy bien. Hello everyone, welcome to a new live stream. Today we are going to talk about the personal a. Do you know what this means? Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can see my handles up here on the screen on the left side. So yeah. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members, to Raymond Sather, William Lopez, David Beaver, and KS. Thank you guys for the support for the coffee. El café está delicioso. Muchas gracias. I appreciate all the support. And if you want to support this channel, you can do that by getting a membership. The only membership that we have is the Cafecito membership. So if you're interested, you can just click on the join button down below. There's some perks when getting the membership, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, thanks again, members, Cafecito members. And another way to support this channel is by giving the thumbs up. That helps me a lot. And remember that we are live streaming, so you can ask questions. I see Maria Grazia Boccolini is in the house. Hola, profesora, y saludos a todos desde Italia. Saludos, María. Bienvenida. Welcome. And saludos hasta Italia de igual manera. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the personal A. What is the personal A or the personal a in Spanish? This letter A, the letter A in Spanish, is very versatile. So you can find it in sentences. Sometimes it might be confusing because you can't translate it directly into English. So maybe you're wondering, why are we using a in certain situations? And the personal a is one of those things that you need to learn in Spanish or about Spanish. And it doesn't have a translation. And do you know how it works? Actually, you need it. You really need it in certain situations, and we are going to talk about that. So, the personal A, as I said before, doesn't have a translation in English, but it's used when the direct or any direct object is in a sentence, and it has to be a person, okay? You need to use the preposition a when you have that. So essentially, personal a refers to the preposition a, and it's used in situations where you have a direct object in a sentence, and that direct object is a person. Remember, a direct object is could be a name, a thing, or a sentence, even like a phrase that receives or is recipient of the action of the verb. Okay, so we'll see some examples. Don't worry about that, and we will have another lesson in the future about direct object, indirect object pronouns, and all of that. I believe I have one lesson about that, but it's quite old. So I'm going to do another one in the future for sure. But yeah, if you have any questions, please just ask ask. Use the live chat for that. Don't wait for me to ask you to ask me something. So yeah, just ask. Don't be shy. Okay, so let's see some examples using the personal a, and it's very easy. Essentially, as I said, it's just you need to use a when talking about a person in a sentence, and that person has to be a direct object in the sentence. Okay, so for example, llama a María. Llama a María. This means call Maria. Okay? Well, call Maria. If we translate, for example, we don't have a translation of this. The letter A is just there. It doesn't have a translation, but you need it. Because if you say llama María, because that will be the exact translation from English into Spanish, it will be llama María, okay? Llama María. So if you don't have the letter A in the middle, right here, it doesn't make any sense. Llama María. So it might be confusing because maybe the person is asking, okay, so is Maria calling or should I call Maria? Okay, so it can get confusing, and that's why you need the letter A in the middle of the verb and the object, direct object, which in this case is Maria. Okay, Maria is the recipient of the action. Okay, we're talking about Maria. Okay, Photon 837. El alemán es similar con algunos verbos. Welcome, Photon 837. Really, that's quite interesting. That's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing, and your Spanish is great. Maria and Photon 837, your Spanish, man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Welcome. Okay, so that's why you need the letter A in the middle of the sentence. Okay, another example. Yo veo bailar a Miguel. Yo veo bailar a Miguel. Okay, so this means I see Miguel dance. Oh, okay. So we have two different verbs here. We have ver and bailar. But once again, the direct object in the sentence is Miguel. Okay, who are we watching? Miguel. Okay, so he is the direct object in the sentence and also a person. Therefore, I need to use the letter A. Bailar a. And we can see in English, we don't have it here. We don't have any translation or any other word just that works similar as the letter A in Spanish. So that's why you really need the letter A right there. If I say, yo veo bailar Miguel, that doesn't make any sense. People might understand what you're saying, but it's not correct. Okay, it's not grammatically correct. You need the letter A. Yo veo bailar a Miguel. I see Miguel dance. Okay, so that's very, very important. You need to remember this. Llama a María. Bailar a Miguel. Okay, so you need the A right there. Once again, there's no translation. KS, ¿cómo te va, María Grazia Boccolini y astronauta de azúcar? Bienvenido, KS. Me va muy bien. Muchas gracias por preguntar cómo te va a ti. Espero que estés muy bien. Welcome, KS. Bienvenido. Okay, so that's how the personal A works in Spanish, okay? So keep that in mind. You need to have a direct object in the sentence, and the direct object has to be direct object. That direct object has to be a person, okay? We're not talking about things. We're talking about people, okay? So that's very important. Okay, another thing to remember is that the letter A or the letter A in Spanish, can also be used when talking about pets. So it's not only, technically, not only for people, but it's also for pets when talking about pets, especially dogs and cats and any pet. Okay, so let's see some examples. Ella ama a su perro. Ella ama a su perro. This means she loves her dog. We have she, which in Spanish is ella, loves, ama, her, su, and dog, perro. Okay? So once again, we don't have a translation for this one, but we need it. We absolutely need it. So we see that the direct object is the dog, because the dog is being is being loved by someone, by ella. So that's why de perro, el perro, is the direct object in the sentence. Ella ama a su perro. She loves her dog. If we say ella ama su perro, once again, that sounds incomplete. You need a, the letter a. Remember that. And we have the verb right before. So remember that as well. Ama a. Okay? Ama a. Tengo sed. 1 second. Okay. Let's move on. The next example is Miguel quiere a su gato. Miguel quiere a su gato. This means Miguel loves his cat. Okay, so once again, we don't have a translation for this, but we need it. Here's the verb, querer. In this case, it's conjugated. Quiere a su gato. Miguel quiere, loves, a su, his, gato, cat. Okay, so we're talking about pets, and that's why we need the letter a. The pets are the direct object in the sentence. Remember that. When talking about people, when talking about pets, use the personal a. Now, some people who teach Spanish, they say that when talking about any other animal, you don't need the letter a. Okay? So if we're talking about pets, that's fine. But if we're talking about any other animal, that's not okay. That's not okay. So let me give you an example, because sometimes Spanish speakers use the personal a when talking about any animal. Okay? Remember, Spanish is my native language, so I've heard it. I've even said that before. Okay? For example, I could say, ella ve a los pájaros. O a los... what other animal can we use? Could be pájaros. Ve a... Let's use snake. Why not? Ella ve a la serpiente. Okay? So we're using a right here. We're using a. Okay? And the translation is she sees the snake. Maybe the snake is approaching. Who knows? That's scary. But we're using a. Okay? So sometimes people use the personal a when talking about any animal. Okay? Ve a la serpiente. Some other teachers say don't use a. You can say, ella ve la serpiente. That's also, in that case, it works. Okay? It works. But there's nothing wrong if we say ella ve a la serpiente. Okay? Maybe the snake is doing something and she is watching or she's seeing what the snake is doing. So that is a bit more flexible. I just want to say that to you because I was reading about the personal a in Spanish from other teachers, blogs and websites and whatnot, and they were pretty like, don't use the personal a when talking about any other animal other than your pets. And that's not completely true. That's not completely true. You can actually use it when talking about any other animal, even if that animal is not your pet. Of course, it depends on the situation, but it's a bit more flexible when talking about animals. Okay? I just wanted to point that out because I know that sometimes it can get confusing and sometimes you're like, should I use the personal a when talking about other animals? Maybe not, maybe yes, who knows? But I just want to let you know it's flexible in that case, okay? Nanimo94, hola maestra, es un tema muy interesante. Thank you, Nanimo94, and welcome. Muchas gracias. And Photon 837 says, estoy totalmente de acuerdo. Awesome. Thank you so much, Photon 837. Okay, so now let's talk about something else related to the personal a. So don't use the personal a after the verb tener or the verb form I. Okay? So we're talking now about these two verbs, tener, which means to have, and I, which means there are or there is. Okay, so I is very peculiar and it comes from the verb haber. Okay, so let's see. Also, this is true even if the direct object is a person. So if you have the verb tener, don't use the personal a. If you have the verb I, don't use the personal a. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Let's look at some examples. Miguel tiene, we have the verb tener right here. Miguel tiene un perro. Miguel has a dog. So we can see that we don't need a. Miguel tiene a un perro doesn't make any sense. Don't use the letter a, the preposition a in that situation. So remember, tener means to have. Miguel tiene un perro. Miguel has a dog. That's simple. Now, I, remember, I means there are or there is. And the example reads, hay 3 personas comiendo. Hay 3 personas comiendo. And we have people right here. We had a pet right here. We're not using a, okay? Hay a 3 personas comiendo doesn't make any sense. So you don't need the letter a, the preposition a. hay 3 personas comiendo means there are 3 people eating. Okay? So far so good. We learned that the personal a is used for people, pets, and it's flexible when talking about any other animal. Also, don't use the personal a when talking or when using the verb tener or hay. That's easy. It's easy, guys. It's very easy. The last thing that we're going to talk about is objects, okay? Don't use the personal a for objects when talking about objects. For example, él hace un pastel. Él hace un pastel. We have the verb here. We have the direct object. And we don't need a at all. Él hace un pastel. Doesn't make any sense. So don't use the preposition a. This means he makes a cake. Or he's making a cake. Similar thing. The literal translation is he makes a cake. Okay? The next example is ella ama su suéter. And I believe this thing, ooh, that's bright. Do you know if suéter, just one sec. Okay. Yeah, I was correct. I apologize. Accent marks in Spanish can be tricky even for Spanish speakers, huh? Okay, so suéter needs an accent mark. And, okay, so ella ama su suéter. Ella ama su suéter. She loves her sweater. So we don't need the letter a right there. We don't need it. Okay? So we can see the verb right here, amar or ama, conjugated, of course, and the direct object, suéter, okay? Because the sweater is is being loved by ella, okay? So she loves her sweater. We don't need a. Ella ama a su suéter. It could sound correct, but it's not necessary. You don't need a right there, because when you use the verb amar, is very common to say amar a and then someone, right? Ella ama a Miguel. Ella ama a su perro. Ella ama a su suéter. It could sound correct, but just to not confuse you, don't use it. Don't use the personal a when talking about objects. Okay? Él hace un pastel. Ella ama su suéter. Okay? So sounds correct. Sounds perfect. And that's it, guys. That's it. This is a quick lesson. And if you have any questions, please just let me know. Maybe you can share more examples, or maybe you can suggest any other topic, Spanish lesson for a future. In the future, I can talk about something else. So you can just let me know, hey, you should talk about this, you should talk about that. Maybe I have that already on my channel, but if you ask or if you suggest, I can let you know for sure. Okay, so KS is sharing some examples. I see, veo cantar a Rihanna en la televisión. Perfect. That is a great example, KS. What? Okay. KS says, Feliz quiere a su Tesla. Feliz, is that a person? Feliz quiere a su Tesla. Okay, yes, then, okay. That's for Maria. Okay, Photon 837 says gracias. Well, de nada. De nada, Photon 837. Or also the phrase no hay de qué. Okay, that also means you're welcome, or don't mention it. Or also, yeah, de nada is very similar to de nada, no hay de qué. And I actually talked about that phrase on the Discord community, or on Discord. We have a Spanish community, and that is for free, guys. You can join. You only need to click on the Discord link that I have in the video description down below, right down below. And that's for free, guys. In that community, you can talk about Spanish, you can ask questions. I'm there, I'm part of that community, of course. And also there's like people just like you guys who are learning Spanish, and you can chat with them if you want. You don't have to wait for me to live stream. Although I live stream every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So just keep that in mind. You can also activate the notification bell so you get notified every time I live stream. You can do that for sure. And if you're not subscribed, please do that, because that's good. That helps this channel for sure. Also, a like this video if you'd really enjoyed it. If you found this video helpful, please do that. That helps me a lot too. And that's it, guys. I don't see any questions, so I guess everything is clear. So I'm glad. Take care of yourselves, guys. Be safe. Cuídense mucho. Muchas gracias por ver este en vivo. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Adiós. Bye-bye.